Hello. The STK-2. This is the follow-on from the Type 71. Has a cooldown mode for the gun, just like the Tier 10. However, it also has a heating up feature, which just feels like a straight downgrade. Combine that with worse armor and a massive silhouette, and you have, in my opinion, the worst heavy tank at Tier 11. This video is going to go through everything you need to know about the STK-2 and why you should probably avoid it for the time being. Starting out with the stock base configuration of the STK-2, which is why everything's in red. You have 470 alpha damage with 265 standard penetration. The premium round being APCR has 325. The HE on this vehicle is 64 pen with 620 alpha. The reload time is 9.7 seconds and that gives you 2,900 DPM. As you're aware, this has a cooldown mode, meaning that it is 0.21 dispersion when it is fully cooled down and 0.45 when it's fully heated up. But it always has a 1.92 second aim time. Now this gun is not very good. The reason being, every time you shoot, your accuracy just gets worse. And it's actually going up in stages each time. So with each time that you do shoot, your accuracy progressively gets worse, up to that 0.45 dispersion. This means that the more that you shoot, so the more that you're using the DPM on the vehicle, the worse you actually are. Whereas with the Type 71, you didn't have this issue. You had a cooldown mode, which was 0.19, the exact same cooldown mode that this tank gets, but then you just had 0.32 if it was fully maxed out. Whereas with the Tier 11, you're actually just going to have worse dispersion when you're fully maxed out. You do have 2,350 hit points, which is okay at Tier 11 for this type of vehicle. You go at 40 km/h forwards, 16 in reverse, and a 17.42 power to weight. More than fast enough as well. You have the camo rating of a heavy tank, and you have 400 meters view range. When we go ahead and compare the stock on the left versus the upgraded version on the right, and this is just using the upgrades, no equipment or consumables, etc. You have better penetration by 5, you have better alpha damage by 10, you have 1 degree better gun depression, you have slightly better accuracy, and of course you'll have better DPM because of the alpha upgrade. You also have some better hit points, better engine power and therefore better power to weight, as well as top speed and reverse speed. But all of these are very slight, and the main benefit from the upgrades that you get is from the ability. Now as you will see, the ability is that the gun will heat up with each shot that you shoot. And then once you stop shooting, the gun will cool down and you go back to that really good dispersion. However, this is very, very different from what the Type 71 is. The Type 71 doesn't have a heating up with each shot. And on the Type 71 as well, it's only about 11 seconds, and you can probably get that down to about 10 seconds if you have equipment, etc., to fully cool down the gun. Whereas if you have been shooting for a long time, it can take 30 seconds to fully cool down this gun. And remember, if you have been firing on reload this whole time and utilizing the DPM, which you should really be doing, your accuracy will be a lot closer to 0.4 than it is to the good dispersion of, say, 0.2. With each shot, you gain 50% heat, which means that each shot that you do, it goes up in a dispersion value. So this means that you're looking at the very, very lowest, around about 0.2. Then if you fire once, probably 0.3, and then 0.36, and then 0.4. Now, you will never ever have the 0.4 dispersion because you can't really shoot in the fully overheated state. So it will drop down beforehand. So around about 0.36 to 0.38 is probably the highest that you're ever going to get. But that is still just pathetic in comparison to the Type 71, which would have 0.32 from a fully overheated gun. It never actually gets to overheat. When we look at the armor on this vehicle, you'll see that it does have a cupola and a massive lower plate. And even if you do use all the gun depression, you will still be able to shoot the cupola every single time. Now, I like this because it has a weak spot. This is good. However, the lower plate is so enormous that pretty much everything you meet will be able to shoot this, and actually hiding this thing is a nightmare. Not to mention you'll get overmatched underneath the side skirts every single time because they're only 20 millimeters thick. And if you're meeting someone that has a 60 caliber gun, that's everyone. And if you're playing Tier 11, then pretty much everybody you're going to meet will have a greater than 60 caliber gun, meaning they can overmatch you. You can side scrape, but be warned, there are shot traps around here which will be able to go and pen you. And if they get lucky, they'll hit that and it gets a pen. The same thing goes when you're head on, and yes, you will be able to get shot trapped here just below where the cupola is. Sides of the vehicle are more than HEable for the hull. The turret is a little bit less so, with around about 150 needed, and the rear is only 40 millimeters thick, and the turret rear is 80. But the main issue is this lower plate, and then being overmatched underneath. For the equipment on this vehicle, there are a few things that you need to be aware of. One, the ammo rack is extremely weak, which is why I am using a directive here. You could go ahead and use experimental hardening, but then I really don't want to get tracked in one shot. So maybe config. It is the year of the config. I'm joking. Just put a directive and you'll be mostly fine. But HP Turbo Rammer is the mainstay of this tank, and it's probably the best just overall that you can use. I don't really see dropping any one of these because you need the hardening for the track health and also for the hit points. You need the turbo to be a bit faster and the rammer for the DPM, even though that you do get more inaccurate when you fire. But equipment can't really fix what's wrong with this vehicle. For the crew skills, it's very, very basic and pretty much the same as other tanks. Obviously, Brothers in Arms repairs, then you have recon, emergency, coordination, and practicality. You could switch out practicality for mentor. For the gunner, same thing applies. Snapshot, Deadeye, designated target, and armorer. For the driver, off-road driving, engineer, controlled impact, and smooth ride. And then for the radio operator, situational awareness, firefighting, side-by-side, and signal interception. What do I want to do on this map? I'm just going to go to the factory area. I wanted to see if I can get fuel tanks or something. Oh, hello. Wait, fuel tanks. No, we keep going. Go on. Cool down. There we go. Keep going. More. Bit more. It's good. Eventually we become cool. There we go. Maximum cooling. I think they could actually fix this tank pretty easily though. Like you remove the top half completely and just make it so it's the same as a Type 71. And make it cool down faster. You're actually peaking it. Okay. Hang on, I'm becoming cool. I'm now cool. I'm no longer cool. Well, the BZT is about to go and give the IS-7 some very, very good news. And I'm sure the IS-7 is going to enjoy it. He's going to get ammo racked in one shot. Watch. Ready? Now you see him? I didn't ammo rack him. Yeah, that's fine. An FV-215B on fire? I've never seen that before. Probably worth to push across. BlackRock might shoot me twice, who knows. Only once. This thing is incredibly long. I'm not used to this. Good shot, Max. Good shot, mate. Well done. .411! We'll go into the premium ammo. I can't even really cross this. Everyone else is still there as well. We just go all the way back to base. I didn't even realize the event had happened. Go on, go back. Ooh. I didn't realize I could shoot that. Should probably go and decap the base. It's going to be the Badger, isn't it? And if he's behind the thing, I'm in a lot of trouble. Listen, I thought he wasn't quite where he actually was. Yeah, this is not going to end well. He knocks out that as well. Well, I don't think we're going to win, but, you know, at least we tried. You know what? I might just make that the game. I might just say that that's good enough. Genuine, that last shot is perfect for describing this tank. So the STK-2, it is probably the worst heavy tank at tier 11 currently, but it's pretty easy to buff it to being in a state where it's fine to play. In my opinion, they should just outright remove the overheat mechanic and give it similar ability to what the Type 71 has. I can understand their thinking and logic behind the overheat mechanic, but the problem is that all the other heavies don't have this con when it comes to actually just firing on reload. And the ability to make it super accurate is not worth it when you're most of the time brawling up close and you need the DPM more than the accuracy. I would much rather play the Contriver over this thing every single day of the week. So for now, I don't see the point of getting one of these things. Until it's buffed and it's been changed, which we have seen in the past very quickly, wargaming with buffed vehicles, especially the tier 11s. So I am hopeful that this will happen in the future. But right now, I can't recommend it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.